Hi everyone, I'm Corinne from Sacred Star Tarot. Welcome if you're new to my channel and welcome back if you're a regular. I'm so glad that you're here to join me for your zodiac reading. So this is a reading where I'll go through each zodiac sign. Timestamps will be below so you can jump straight to the timestamp and you can take a look at your sun sign, your moon, your rising, or any other placement that you feel drawn to. You can also have a look at all three so that you get a bigger picture and messages that are meant to reach you right now. And the messages that I deliver are for your highest spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical growth and the path to your highest good. So let's get started. So if you want to take a deep breath with me, I'm going to do a pre-shuffle and then I'm going to start with each sign, going through each one and see what messages are here. So I'm calling upon the light, calling upon the Holy Spirit. And this will help me with this reading to bring each sign everything they need to know for their highest good and their greatest path. Okay. All right. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading. And let's find out what Spirit wants you to understand and what messages are here for you. Right at this point of time, it's a timeless reading. So whenever you're here is the right time, and particularly for the next 7 days. So Spirit, can we please have a governing energy for Aries? Okay, 7 of Cups. What are they moving away from? Knight of Swords. Oh, it's quick, Aries. Doesn't surprise me with your fire. Everything's quite quick with Aries, which is really, really good. Okay, bottom of the deck, 7 Swords. So your signifier card is the 7 of Cups. And so this is the understanding. The 7 of Cups is when you're, this is you with your power of visualization and imagination. So one of the greatest gifts we have in this card, the secret, or the spiritual lesson in it, is the understanding of the power we have to create our reality. And when the 7 of Cups comes up, the 7s are our challenges. And this is where we have a challenge between visualizing or getting mixed up with all of our fears, our anxieties, what we don't want to happen, mixed up with all of our joys and our goals and the things that we want. And what that does is it gives the universe mixed signals. Our fears and our hopes are all mixed up and the universe doesn't know what to do. So Aries, this is the reminder of your power of what you're creating and what you're visualizing. So this is about, really being aware of where your mind is going in the direction of what you want so that you can manifest and create the things that you desire. Now, what you're moving away from is the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is always, you can see how much the horse is struggling. He's pushing and he's, forcing. And the horse is the representation of your body. And the Knight, being the swords, is like using his mind to push his body beyond its limits. And sometimes we need to do that in the short term, but long term, that has a lot of negative ramifications for us, whether it's our health, whether it's burnout, our body really struggles. So the guidance with this card is to pace yourself, not burning yourself out, not using watching that the mind doesn't override what the body is saying if the body is struggling and having a hard time. Then what you're moving towards is the Empress. So the Empress is the card of creation. It's the card of abundance. It's your spiritual connection to the part of you that can manifest, create. And she comes into your reading. You know, it's like that part of you is wanting to be expressed in the way that you're creating, what you're giving birth to. So now might be the time to look at, well, what do I want to flourish? What do I want to invest in? How do I want to use my Empress to create? You know, being the spark of the divine, how does my Empress want to create in this world to bring abundance to myself, to bring abundance for other people? So I think you're really going to be questioning what is important, where are you focusing your attention, what you want, and really stepping into that Empress energy, understanding that you are the creator of your 3D, you know, in line with your spirit. And I think you're being very clear on this at the moment. It might be a new spiritual direction that you're going in, to be very conscious of what you're creating. So that's lovely. And let's see if there is a card of guidance. Oh, great. Oh my goodness, so positive, Aries. Wow. And there you are, bottom of the deck. Confirmation. Lovely. Best 3 cards in the pack. So you have the 10 of Cups, the World, and the 4 of Wands. So Aries, it's time to celebrate all of your accomplishments, all that you've achieved, the cycles that you've gone through, the battles that you've overcome, and to know that you've gained so much success through all of your hardships. And it's just time to really acknowledge that. Sometimes we don't pause. We're like on to the next thing and the next thing, and we haven't paused to see how much we've already achieved, the cycles that we've ended. So this is a really pivotal, beautiful time in your growth, in your development. And I think you're looking at, okay, well, what do I want to give birth to next? What, not literally, what do I want to create? What do I want to bring into this world? Which is absolutely lovely. So you're so supported, and this is a great reading for you, Aries. So focus on your attention and what the next creation that you're working on. So I'm sending you all of my love and light. I hope that has helped you right at the moment and for the next week ahead or longer. If this video has helped, I'm so grateful for a like, subscribe. It helps my channel more than you'd know, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your reading. So let's get started and see what Spirit wants you to know right at this moment, and even for the next, week or fortnight ahead. So I call upon the Holy Spirit, I call upon the light to help me provide Taurus with the information they need for their highest good and path. Okay. If we please have a signifier card for the beautiful Taurus. There we go. Page of Cups. Can we please have a okay, 7 of Cups, 5 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Lovely. Right. And There we go. 9 of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, bottom of the deck, Hierophant. Lovely. So your current energy or your signifier card is the Page of Cups. So Taurus, this is being in a very highly creative mode, being in your childlike energy, being open to your imagination, what you want, feeling your sensitivity. And this is a beautiful energy for starting something new. The main thing is really, I can see allowing that flow of divine creativity through. And then you can work out what you want to do with it. But this is a very creative time for you. Now, what you're moving away from or what you've overcome is the 7 of Cups, the 5 of Cups in reverse, and the Queen of Swords. And this tells me that you've really had a huge change in the way that you're seeing life, releasing disappointments, and really getting an understanding of the ways that your past, that your mind has created suffering, basically. And maybe that's come recently if there was a full moon where you've had a release. But I can see that you've really let go, or you're moving away from the disappointments of the past, the ways that the mind creates all of your, fears and hopes and dreams all in the one. So this is the time to get crystal clear on what you want to create, what you want your life to be like. Because what you're moving towards is the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. So this is a beautiful, receptive energy. The 9 of Pentacles is enjoying the luxuries of life, enjoying the beauty that's around you. It's the card of gratitude. The Queen is having emotional stability. So this is a beautiful transition, moving away from the way that your mind has perceived your future from your past disappointments. We get stuck in that cycle of feeling disappointed and expecting the worst. And you've become really conscious of that, I can see. And if you haven't already, this is the understanding is to notice if your mind is focused on the past and then not feeling positive about the future. Because Taurus, your mind is so powerful. That's with the 7 of Cups is the secret, they're the minor secrets of the tarot. And this is the minor secret to understand just how powerful you are. Whatever you focus on becomes solidified in your reality. We can focus on our fears or we can focus on our good. And you're really getting an understanding of that and then taking control of where you're focusing your attention. And that leads to feeling, the thing is we can focus on what we're lacking and what we don't have, or we can focus on all that we have. And that's the difference between the 5 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. So focus all of your attention on all that you have and all that you've achieved, having emotional stability, being kind and compassionate to yourself with the Queen of Cups, putting yourself in a really high frequency. Could we please have guidance? Oh, okay. Have the Tower in reverse with the 6 of Pentacles. And maybe you've had a recent Tower moment that you've got past where you've maybe seen imbalances in relationships. So if the Tower moments happened, that is a good thing. The Tower is the breakthrough. And if it hasn't happened, it might be coming. And the Tower moment, by the way, doesn't have to be like losing a job or anything big. The Tower moment can be the mental ideas that we've had, that we need to break down and release. So I'll be looking at what you need to release in the mind. But very, very positive. Stepping into gratitude is your message, and focusing on your emotions. How does life make you feel? Do more of the things that feel good to you and that feel fulfilling and rewarding, and notice how your energy changes when you're doing the things that are not aligned is the key. And seeing life with gratitude, because the more that you see life with gratitude, the more the good things. The universe is the mirror, will bring more good in your life. But you're doing so well, Taurus. It's a beautiful reading. So I hope that helps you right at this moment, your message from Spirit. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribes, and comments. It helps my channel more than you would know. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Gemini, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to call upon the Holy Spirit, the light, and the divine to help me with this reading for the beautiful Gemini, giving them everything they need to know right at this moment for their highest good, spiritual growth, and guidance. Okay. So can we please have a signifier card for Gemini, Queen of Cups, Judgment in reverse, Spirit, too many. We please have one at a time for Gemini, for some guidance, what they need to know. Okay, lovely. And the advice, please. We have the Five of Wands, Judgment, Queen of Cups. Okay. And the advice, please, for Gemini. Okay, Emperor. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Okay. Lovely. So your signifier card, Gemini, is the Queen of Cups. So the message here is finding your emotional stability. So the Queen of Cups is the Queen of compassion, the part of you that loves unconditionally, both herself or himself and other people. And this is what your spirit wants you to work on at the moment, or it's a theme for you. Finding that emotional connection to yourself, because of course Gemini, being an air sign, is very much in the mind and the head of the ideas and, the beauty of the air sign of lots of thoughts and ideas and jumping around to different things and learning and communication. But this is the time to step into the maturity of your emotions, connect deeply to how you're feeling, doing things from a place of self-love, self-care, doing the things that bring you fulfillment, that you love, not just the mind. So this is really about balancing your heart and your mind with the Queen of Cups. The mind has one idea, and it's often quite different than what the heart is saying. So now's the time to check in with your heart, with your decisions and how you're living life. Have the Judgment in reverse. So this is the understanding that there may be still some things that need to be released. I think you're seeing them, like these are the ways that we are in the world that aren't our authentic self. So it could be doing a job that is not aligned to you, but you think that you should do it because that's what is expected, or doing things other people expect. It could be people pleasing. It could be lots of different things that aren't quite aligned. So now's the time, I think you're really looking at that within yourself. What's authentic to me? What do I need to let go of and release? And because it's in reverse, I think you're going through that process, being more in touch with your emotions, in your heart. What's aligned to me? What's not aligned to me? What needs to change so that you can have this rebirth? The rebirth is where we're really letting go of the ways that we've been in the world that were expectations and not authentic. So that's a beautiful process. So that's just confirmation that you're on the right track. Keep working with that. You're becoming more of your authentic and natural self. Then you have the Five of Wands, and this can be this is the conflict and competition card. And so healthy conflict can be fine, but I think this is really saying that now's the time to let go of the conflict and competition. It's a spiritual evolvement when we move from the 5 to the 6, where we get to the place in our life where we just don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to look at other people and feel that we have to be better or beat them, or, we compare ourselves. Now's the time, Spirit's saying, you've grown past this, and I think you're seeing it, you're knowing it, and it's just the reminder that you are one of a kind. You're a spiritual being. Everything that is meant for you is yours, and there is no competition. You can look at competition to just, get that drive and maybe expand how you're seeing things, but it's like releasing that dynamic. And then you have the Emperor, which is the aspect of you that is ready to take charge of your life. So the message with this card is, now's the time to really look at everything in your life. Again, with that rebirth, it's like the Emperor decides what he wants, decides what he doesn't want. He rules his kingdom. And this is about, we can be passive and just let things happen to us, but the Emperor is telling us that you've got the strength, you've got the power to take charge, and now's the time to do it. And can we please have a last message for beautiful Gemini? Have the Six of Wands, Gemini. So now's the time to be proud of yourself, all that you've achieved, to really own your self-confidence. This is how Spirit sees you, as being triumphant over challenges. It's not the crowd that matters, it's how you see yourself. And, really sitting down and realizing just how much you've done, how much you've achieved, giving yourself the recognition that you really deserve. Lovely, Gemini. So that is your reading that was meant to reach you right now. I hope that has helped you in your journey. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for all of your likes, subscribes. It helps my channel more than you would know. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading. I'm really glad you're here again, and let's see what messages need to reach you right now. So I'll call upon the Divine, I'll call upon the Holy Spirit to help me with this reading for Cancer, to give them the messages that they need to know for their highest growth and greatest path ahead. Okay. Please have a signifier card. Okay, you've got the Empress. Oh, Six of Wands. Wow, there's some big themes with all the signs at the moment. Really looking at what you're creating, what you want to move forward on. Yeah, it's exactly what's going on for you. All right, so you have the Empress, the Six of Wands, and the Chariot. Can we please have some advice? Okay. Can we please clarify? You've got the Knight of Cups. Can we please clarify the Knight of Cups? Okay, Cancer. So your signifier card is the Empress. Now, this is the part of you, the higher self, part of the divine that has that creative potential. It's what you are manifesting, what you're bringing into this earthly plane. She is from the unseen. She's the aspect of God that has the ability to create, knowing that that part of source, spirit, the divine is in you, and you have the ability to create what you want in this world. And so it's really getting the understanding from a higher perspective on what does my soul, what do I want to bring into this 3D reality that can flourish, that can bring more light, love, creation, expand myself, expand the collective, because it becomes a new seed that expands the whole. And, this is a very big reassessment. When we're in the minor arcanas, we're kind of going through our day, we're just making money, which is great, by the way. There's no problems with making money, but our focus is very much on the 3D. This is a higher perspective. This is looking from above. Okay, I'm connected to source. What is it in my 3D reality that I want to bring in to make manifest? Then you have the Six of Wands and the Chariot. So the ability to recognize your potential and to move forward on it. So this might be a big time where you're making a change. It doesn't have to be in work. It could be in just any aspect of your life, the way your friendships, your hobbies, where you're living. It could be anything at all. But there's this higher calling that seems to be happening for you. And Spirit's supporting you. This message is saying that, yes, this is really true. You aren't, being, sometimes we can think we're being too spiritual or no, this is actually really important. And you will, for each of you, the direction that you'll be moving in will be different. But the understanding is that you've got two major arcanas. These are big spiritual transformations. So trust that inner desire to be clear and to understand what it is you want to manifest in this world, what you want to bring forth, and moving towards it. Spirit's supporting you to move towards it. You have the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. All very active cards, all masculine cards. So keep working towards what you're working on. If you already know the direction, this is confirmation. Keep going with it, mastering it, moving forward on what you love. You've got the power, the potential of the King of Wands behind you. So you're on the right track. Keep moving forward. It looks like with those three masculine cards that you're feeling it. You've got energy behind it. You're on the right track. This is really positive, Cancer. I love this. So that's your confirmation from Spirit. So I hope that has helped you in this present moment and this beautiful journey ahead with all of the stars supporting you. That's lovely. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. Thank you for your subscribes, likes, shares, comments. It helps my channel more than you would know, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know. And we're going to call upon Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Divine, to help me with this reading for Leo, for their highest path and their greatest good, and what they need right in this moment. Okay, Leo. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Oh, okay. Queen of Pentacles. Great. Big transformation. Oh. Seven of Pentacles with the Strength. And the Four. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Knight. There you are, Knight of Wands. So you have the Queen of Pentacles as your focus and what's important right at the moment. The Queen of Pentacles is really focused on what she's creating. So she has all of her attention on her pentacle. And that could be your health, what you're working on, something in your material 3D. So there's a focus on something that you really want. Now, the great thing about this card is the bunny represents fears and anxieties, and they still can go on, but the Queen of Pentacles doesn't let. It's like you're not letting those fears or anxieties bother you. You're just focused on what it is you want to create, manifest, and that's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. You're not letting anything disturb you or take you away from this. And the Death card is where you have let go. The Death, people don't like the Death card. It's one of my favorite because we need to die off. Part of us, it's about the psyche, the patterns, the programs, the beliefs within us need to die off so that we can evolve. If nothing dies within us, nothing is released, we never actually evolve or change. So I think you've gone through something that has really helped you release, a pattern, a way of thinking, something that wasn't serving you within your own psyche, within your own consciousness. And I'll find out a little bit more in a minute. And Spirit wants you to know not to, keep focusing on what you want. Although you may not be seeing the fruits of your labor yet, whatever this is that you're working on, you may not be seeing any growth or what you want out of it. Keep going with it. Don't allow your fears, your anxieties, your doubts to stop you from, continuing working on whatever this is for you, because it's going to bear fruit. It's going to be really, it's going to flourish. It's just, what your cards are showing, it just might take a little bit of time. So it's about having patience, not allowing your anxieties and your fears ruin whatever you're working on, because that can happen. We can feel like, I'm not seeing any benefit. I'm focused on what I want, but I don't know. I think I should do something different, or I've got doubts, or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Don't allow that to happen, because underneath the surface, whatever you're tending to is growing. It's like the seed in the ground. We can't always see its growth and expansion until it breaks through. And maybe it hasn't broken through for you yet, but if we give up on the seed and we stop watering it and we walk away and it withers, that seed could have grown into this beautiful, amazing tree. And that's what, Spirit wants you to understand. What you're working on will grow into a beautiful creation, whatever this is for you. And it could be a relationship, it could be your health. If you're putting a lot of effort into your health or something in your, with finances, the same thing. It's time to let go of your disbelief or your doubts. Now, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is just a little reminder of not to hang on too tightly. Sometimes we can want something so bad or put so much pressure on it that it has to happen now, that we cut it off. We cut off that natural flow of the universe. It's always when we let go that things start to change, when we don't care that much and when we just do it for the enjoyment without expectations. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. Let go of the expectations. This will break through. It'll flourish for you. Just put it in the hands of the divine, knowing that you're creating what you want, letting go of time, expectations, and trusting in it. Okay, Leo. So that is your reading and the message that was meant to reach you right now. I'm sending you all of my love and light. I wish you all the blessings for this beautiful creation of yours. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribe, shares, comments. It helps my channel more than you'd know. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to get a message that is meant to reach you right now from Spirit. So I'll call upon the divine, the Holy Spirit, to help me provide this reading for the beautiful Virgos and the message that is meant to reach them right now. Call upon the Holy Spirit and the divine to guide me and help me with this reading for Virgos. Okay. Oh, that was quick. Judgment, rebirth. Lovely. Oh my goodness, Virgo. Okay. Wow. Oh, it's powerful reading. Your center card is the Judgment. Now, the Judgment is the rebirth. It's where we've shed a lot of our insecurities, our past, it's a major transformation. It's an internal transformation in who you were to who you've become. And so this is either what you've recently, in the recent past, gone through, or you could be going through it right at the moment. But this is Spirit really confirming the power of this transformation. Maybe it's happened quite subtly and you haven't maybe grasped how much you've changed, what this shift has been. But it's been a massive change in who you are, your reactions, how you present yourself to the world. And the Judgment is the rebirth. So this is the time where a new cycle starts for you. It's new, more authentic, more aligned version, more connected to your higher self and your spirit. So that is just gorgeous. And just Spirit wants you to, or the reading is to just help you really acknowledge that and take the time to appreciate it. Now's the time to rest a little, to enjoy it. And confirming that, because just before you've got the Fool. So this is a new start. And if you've been feeling it and questioning it and doubting it, this is your confirmation that this is the new start of a new cycle, a new journey. It may be that you're doing the same things even, but you're coming into it from zero. So you could be going to the same job having the same friends, everything in your world. It doesn't mean that your world changes, but you are different in it. So what it reflects to you will be different, and you might be starting to notice that. So how people respond to you or things are flowing. People have life is a mirror. So it's going to be showing you that change. And Spirit's like, look for it. Notice how much your world is changing, because it's showing you how much you've changed, how much this shift has happened. Releasing the past, finally letting go or releasing maybe the patterns that have kept you in suffering and stress and feeling not good enough or people pleasing, whatever that has been for you. And so you might be feeling more comfortable in your own skin, not having to try so hard, not analyzing everything all of the time, just softening into who you are and your natural self. So it's so lovely. And this is the beginning of the new cycle. You have the Four of Swords. So you might have had a time where you've been going through a lot of, maybe this has happened because you've been going through a lot of healing and rest and recovery. And Spirit's still saying you may still want or need to rest and recover. There's no need to jump into the next thing. It's about enjoying where you're at, where you've come to, maybe the peace that you've found, the balance in your psyche that you've found. And the guidance is, it's not, you don't need to rush into the next thing. Just enjoy it. Enjoy this transformation. There might need to be some settling of it. And we want it to settle and balance out in the psyche, in the emotions, in the body. So taking the time to do that. And there's no rush in time, whether that takes a month, whether it takes a week, whether it takes 6 months, it doesn't matter. You'll know when it's time to move forward, because you have the Knight of Wands. So in the not too distant future, you're going to, this is saying that all of that passion and that enthusiastic the vibe is going to want, your fire will be returning, and you'll be wanting to direct it to something, following your passion. So that's really coming. So if you've had a time where you felt that your energy was a bit flat or low or fluctuating, that's going to change because of this transformation. He has all this power and enthusiasm to take action. So that will be coming back. You might also be feeling a little bit sensitive, at the moment, and that's okay. This is the message to get connected to your sensitivity, your creativity, honor, nourish, and support that part of yourself, because it needs time, it needs creative expression. So if you're into art or there's something creative that you want to do, now would be the perfect time. Really, the guidance here is having a look at where you can express yourself creatively and honor your sensitivities. So Virgo, that is your reading. I'm so amazed by where you are at the moment. That's really beautiful, and it's time, the recommendation is to really honor that. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. And thank you for all of your shares, comments, subscribes. It helps my channel more than you would know. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, Libra, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know and what messages are here for you. So I call upon the divine. I call upon the light and the Holy Spirit to help me with this reading for Libra. The message that they need to hear for their highest and their greatest good. in their journey. Okay. Okay, Libra. Quick. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my goodness, I think nearly all of the readings so far have had the Queen of Pentacles almost. It's amazing. So that's a big theme going on for this collective. The Queen of Pentacles is the focus, on what you really want, what's important to you. The Queens, the feminine energy, are the receptive mode. They're about our inner world, our meaning, what's important to us. And the Queen of Pentacles is really focused on actually what matters. So that might be a really important thing for you at the moment, Libra, is the focus on, not focusing on the anxieties or the worries. We can see with the Queen of Pentacles, this is the part of you that is highly focused on what's important. She's nurturing it. She's watching it. She's not distracted by the anxieties, which is represented by the rabbit. And so she knows that the more she tends and loves and focuses on what she really wants, the more that will flourish. And so let's find out a little bit more. So now a Libra might be a very abundant time for you. Whatever you're focusing on, especially with this cycle, if you're watching this video when I'm doing it now, Uranus has moved from Taurus to Gemini. So what you're focusing on right at the moment will be the start of this 7-year cycle for you. So it's very important to look within, work out what matters. And I think that's what you'll be doing. You have the Six of Pentacles. And Justice. There you are. Amazing. Very strong when you come out in your own reading. So very incredible. The other thing I'm getting with the Queen of Pentacles is the importance of having surrounding yourself with the things that matter to you. So that could be in your home, it could be in your work, just your friends, the foods, all the things that are important. And you have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. So staying in a state of gratitude. So the big theme for you, Libra, which is not surprising at all, is the Six of Pentacles and the Justice. This is all about the big Libra themes: balance, equal reciprocity, harmony in relationships, equal give and take. So if you've gone through a time where you feel that your relationships, that maybe even financially, your work, there's been imbalances. Balance is now going to be restored. This is the time of balance. And I know that that's really important to you. And, you've always, we always try to maintain that balance. And I'm sure you've done everything that you can to try and maintain balance. But obviously, we deal with other people and there's other situations that are involved, and we can't always find this balance. But I can see that's really happening within you, and then that will be in the outside. If there's any karmic debts that have been not paid, they will be paid. So it could be financial, but I just mean if, again, you've had losses in the past, that means the universe, this is the time where you'll be receiving back what was lost, because the universe, like you, is all about fairness, checks and balances. And sometimes we lose things, 20, 30 years ago, and then 20, 30 years later, we get a windfall. The universe is full of those checks and balances, and Spirit just wants you to know that. Don't get caught, which I don't think you are, in anything that you've lost or imbalances or things that haven't been fair, because the universe is here to support you and restore balance in anything that's been lost from the past. Then you have the Six of Wands, another card that keeps coming up at the moment. And this is really the understanding that everything that because he's come back from battle, and we go through battles in our life. And this card reminds me that on the spiritual level, we go through these hardships, but we overcome, and it's about looking at all that you've overcome and you've achieved, not the challenge, but the victory, part of it. The celebration that no matter what happened to you, you were able to get back on the horse, re-establish love, overcome, and to be really proud, of that. It's like the life review, when we see the challenges and we can look back on our life and think, wow, that was really hard, but I overcame it. And that brings that sense of self, and appreciation and self-worth. So the main theme for you, Libra, is the understanding that you've achieved and overcome so much. The universe is full of checks and balances, and this is the time where the good karma will be returned to you, and having faith and trust in that. Trust in the universe with its checks and balances. So that is your reading, the message that is meant to reach you right now. I'm sending you all of my love and light. I hope that's helped. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribes, and comments. I love connecting with you, and it helps my channel grow more than you would know. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to call upon Spirit and the Divine to help give you the message that is meant to reach you right now. So I call upon the Holy Spirit, call upon the Divine to help me with this reading for Scorpio, to give them everything they need to know for their highest and greatest good. Okay. Right. So the beautiful Scorpio, Lovers. Beautiful start. Okay, we have the Lovers card. 10 of Cups. Okay. Wow, really positive readings at the moment. There must be a big shift in the collective, where we're going through a lot of transformation, a lot of good things returning. And I can see that in your reading. Page of Wands. And advice, please, Spirit. And Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Lovely. Wow, okay. So the Lovers is your central theme, energy, and advice. The Lovers card, there's multiple layers to this. On one level, it's our connection to our beloved, our partner, a loved one. But this is more on the spiritual level, because the 3D is a reflection, as above, so below. But this is also the balance within you of the masculine, the feminine, and making your decisions from the combination of both. So that's where that's where we use our intuition with our left brain logic. So we're going to our higher self for advice, and we're also using the wisdom that we have gained, or the understandings that we have had. So the advice from this card is the ways that you're making your decisions, when they're aligned, the way that we navigate through this life to the highest and the best path for us is when we link those two. We don't just make our decisions from logic, and we don't just go with the feeling. We connect the two. Practicality with our vision, our masculine, our feminine, being in flow and using force, drive. It's the balance and the harmony of these opposites that we're always going to be wanting to grow through and align. So there's so many ways that this plays out, but you can start looking at what's my intuition telling me? What is my logic telling me? Which decision do I want to make moving forward? So very much a spiritual lesson of how to navigate through this world. And it's time to really get connected to your inner voice, your intuition, your higher self. And I can see that that's happening. Working with the universe, working with your higher self to find the balance, to find the peace, to find the path to your greatest good. So the major arcanas, which is what this is, it's a big secret. It used to be the secrets that the Golden Dawn would keep to themselves, these secretive esoteric schools. Now we can all have access to them. And that's a big secret, but a big spiritual realization and understanding to have. The connection as above, so below, as within, so without, balancing masculine and feminine. So that's a very important message for you, Scorpio, right at this time. Big spiritual growth. Now you have the 10 of Cups. It's amazing. And I feel with this card, it's like realizing that, yes, we get, we go through life and we can achieve things and create, partnerships and love and success. But actually the 10 of Cups is within us. We can feel ultimately fulfilled and ultimate joy independent on what we have in our physical reality. The cups are the emotions within. We always have access to happiness and feeling abundant and feeling fulfilled and having everything that we want, regardless, because the outside world, the 3D, is always changing. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, sometimes we have a lot, sometimes we have a little. But if we understand that that comes from within us, the outside things are just a game. They're just fun, sometimes a hard game. And, we cry, but it's not dependent, on that inner 10 of Cups that we can find within us. So that's beautiful. And often it comes from our connection to our higher self. This is a deep reading, Scorpio, which doesn't surprise me at all for Scorpio. It's very appropriate because Scorpio, you're so highly intuitive and you go deep and you transform. So it's beautiful. Then you have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So this is really moving. If you've started something new, this confirmation that the direction you're going is really aligned to your passion, to your spirit, and you've got lots of energy behind it. If you haven't found that yet, now is the time. Get in touch with your intuition. The pages are the new start, the new direction, what you want to begin, what you want to invest in. And this is really about finding your passion. And I think if you haven't quite found it yet, it's right around the corner. Finding the passion that lights you up, that you get up in the morning and you get excited for. So if you don't know what it is, you can ask Spirit, go to your higher self, ask for guidance. I want to find my passion. Where is it? Help me put the breadcrumbs out. Give me signs, give me signals. For others of you, I think you've already found it, and it's confirmation that you're absolutely on the right track. If you feel excited and invigorated by it and you feel passionate about it, that's your sign to keep going you're on the right track. So big theme, big spiritual themes, finding that fulfillment and abundance that's already there, and, working on developing that connection with your higher self, your masculine, your feminine, when to take action, when to let go. All of these themes will be a big pivotal part of where you're at the moment in your spiritual growth. So Scorpio, that is your reading and the message that was meant to reach you right now. I hope that has helped. I'm sending you all of my love and light. Thank you for all of your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I love connecting with you, and it helps my channel more than you would know. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to ask Spirit to give you the messages that are meant to reach you right now. And I'm going to call upon the Holy Spirit, call upon the divine, call upon the light to help me provide Sagittarius with everything they need to know for their highest good and their greatest path ahead. The beautiful Sagittarius. Okay, 7 of Wands. All 3 of Swords. Oh, we've had some challenges. Page of Pentacles. Please clarify. The 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords is a bit of a challenge. Maybe you've had some disappointments and challenges in relationships. But things are changing because you have the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So let me just get some more information because I need to clarify this for you, Sagittarius. Oh, this is interesting reading. I feel a little bit all over the place. And maybe that's what it's caused. It's caused some instability. But I think you're staying strong emotionally, which is really good because you have the King of Cups. And let's see where this is going and the advice from Spirit. Wow, even the cards are all over the place. So I think the energy's been quite disruptive, and you've got the Devil and the Queen of Swords. Okay. Now what I'm getting, because these are tricky times, and we all go through our challenges, with our life path. We go through in tarot the 1 to the 10. The challenge of the 3 or the 5, particularly the 7. And, each challenge, though, we can learn something. Every time we meet a challenge and we overcome it and we grow and evolve, the challenges, as hard as they are, can be actually the greatest gifts and much more important than the times that are just smooth sailing and everything is going well. And Spirit just wants to reassure you about that you can actually choose the outcome that you want. I love the saying, out of this only good will come. And that's really the truth. We can have the most difficult challenge, and our intention can be on the positive outcome. And then what I can see, because you have the Devil, is that it can be an opportunity to release something that has been weighing on you, a conflict, something that has hurt your heart and that has kept you feeling low and sad and even, depressed. And it's really the opportunity to have an inner transformation, to get an understanding of the situation, an understanding of yourself so that you can break free. So this is such a message for you of reassurance that no matter how difficult this situation is, that you will come out of it victorious, because you have the 8 of Wands, the Page of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and the Chariot, ending in the Chariot. So there's a bit of conflict there. The Chariot is the victory card. So even if this situation doesn't turn out exactly how you want it to, it will turn out for your greatest involvement and greatest good. So really keep positive if this is what's going on for you at the moment. Of course, it's a collective reading, so if this doesn't resonate, have a look at your other placements, your rising, your moon. But if you are going through a conflict and a difficult time, know that everything is how it's actually meant to be, and you will come out victorious. You have the 4 of Wands, which is getting stability back, happiness in your home. So maybe you'll be moving on from something which will create more celebration, more stability, particularly in your home environment. And that's what it's really leading to. This is the card of celebration. 4 is about, the securities we have. And you have the Emperor. So really helping you to get your power back. So stay in your power, stay in optimism. Really know that from a spiritual level, your soul can't be hurt, can't be harmed. The universe is here to support you to get an understanding that you need to become victorious, to get stability back in your life. Let's see if there's anything that you need to do. Is there anything that Sagittarius needs to do to help them in this reading? Have faith, have trust. Yeah. So I think you'll get an insight and an understanding on how to change, how to create a life that's more abundant, more fulfilling. So this conflict or these hurts could be something that's happening internal. You might be just going through a really emotional or mental challenge, or it could be in the external with other people or situations. But either way, it's helping you to set yourself free, to find more stability, to have a victory, to move forward, to be able to feel more abundant, more secure, to come out in a much healthier space. So ask the universe for help. Have the intention that this is for my good and I'm going to move through this and get my answers, and you will have a positive outcome. So keep faith. Keep faith. Out of this only good will come. And believe it or not, even if it's difficult, it is for your greatest good. And you will, and the change, coming out of this could happen quite quickly because you have the 8 of Wands. So there could be some communication or something comes in to really shift, to move you out of this situation or to understand things, or a shift will happen, and it could happen quite quickly, which is a good thing, because it's not fun when we go through a challenge. It's really hard, but it's very positive. So Sagittarius, that is your guidance from Spirit and the message that was meant to reach you right now. I hope that's helped you, especially through this. On the other side, it's really positive. So I love that it's for your highest good, and keep faith. And you've got so much support from, I'll be sending you my blessings, but from the universe, and you're not alone in your journey. So I'm sending you all of my love and light. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribes, comments. It helps my channel and me more than you would know. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your reading. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know and the message that is meant to reach you right now. Now call upon the light and I call upon the Holy Spirit and the divine to help me with this reading for Capricorn, for the message that is meant to reach them right now, for their greatest good and their highest path. And call upon the light and the Holy Spirit for this reading. Okay. All right, Capricorn, let's see what messages are here for you. Spirit, can we please have messages for Capricorn? Beautiful Capricorn. Messages that are meant to reach them. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, Three of Swords in reverse, and the King of Pentacles. Okay, good. There you are with the Pentacles. Very good. Nine of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new idea, opportunity. So that's either come in or there's something in the ether that is waiting to come in for you. So this can be a gift of an idea to do with your health. You know, it's about the 3D reality. So it could be to do with money, your health. It may have just come in. So you might have, had a thought or someone's given you an opportunity. The aces are always a recommendation to take it. You know, that it's the hand of the divine reaching in through situations or other people to give you an opportunity. So if you've had one, always use your own judgment and guidance on it, but the cards would say that it's a good thing. I think it's come because you have the Two of Wands. So this is where, we're wanting something new. Maybe you're feeling restless and you're looking at different options, looking out into the world. What can I create? What do I want to experience? What adventures do I want to take? And what happens in the universe responds, and this opportunity comes. So maybe you've been doing that. You've been asking the universe or putting it out there that you want something new, and then this has come in. Or if you haven't already, this is the advice. Because the truth is you have the power to create what you want, but it's up to you to put it out there, to open your vision, to dream big, knowing that you're worthy, you're worth it. The universe will respond. It's okay to want more. Maybe you want a new project to work on, or you want to expand your life and what you're already doing. So this is confirmation that yes, it's okay to expand what you're doing, to bring in more of what you want, which is great. You have the Three of Swords in reverse and the King of Pentacles. Now I'm just going to get some clarity on those two. Okay. Oh my goodness. Interesting. All right. So Capricorn, you have the two of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Fool, and the Hangman in reverse. So this is the Two of Swords is our decisions. When we can't make a decision, the mind can see so many options, and then, maybe this is the opportunities come in and you're concerned about your disappointments. You're not sure whether to take the opportunity. And the two is like, you just don't know the answer. You're not sure whether to run with it. the energies behind it suggesting that, this could be a new start, a fresh new excitement, something that you want to grow, but you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the opportunity that's there. So let's see what advice Spirit has for you. Four of Swords. And maybe it's because you're feeling tired, so you're just not sure whether to take this opportunity. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So there seems to be a lot of focus in your reading on your material world, what you're working towards, your goals, your ambitions, but expanding what you're doing. And this opportunity is there, but there's like an uncertainty about it. And this is where, some inner healing needs to happen. Really looking underneath this situation, underneath, why am I not taking the opportunities? Why am I holding myself back? What is it within me that needs to be released, that needs to be understood, so that I can take this new cycle, so I can have this new beginning that I'm wanting, because I'm dissatisfied where I'm at, and I can keep doing the same old thing because it's working, and, it brings in money and I know it well, but I'm not satisfied. But I'm having trouble with a new beginning. And so you'll be like looking within. I need to see this differently. What am I not seeing about this situation? Because this could be a fresh start for me, but I still have some hurts and disappointments. What if it doesn't work? Maybe you've been through a lot before, or recently, where you've had, heartbreak or hurt or disappointment. And so it's really affected your ability to have faith and trust. Trust in this new beginning, trust in this opportunity. So Spirit just wants you to work, the cards are saying that if you look within and you realize, okay, there's something under the surface within me that needs to be healed, that's blocking my good, blocking this fresh new start that's available for me. Something that will expand my world, that will bring in something new for me. Could be financially, to give me a fresh passion, to get my passion back. And the universe and the energies are working with you so that you can have a breakthrough, to give you this breakthrough. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And although it feels uncomfortable, because you may not be understanding it, it's so that you can understand the block, release it, and you can move forward. And it could be starting something completely new with the Three of Pentacles, still, working on something new, something that you're getting more recognized for. So I think there's just this understanding or this shift that needs to happen to allow you to move forward. And if you don't know how to do it and you're stuck, ask your consciousness, your higher self, to give you this understanding so you can release whatever is blocking you from beginning this fresh start, helping you to see it from a different perspective. Finding balance with the Two of Pentacles. Releasing disappointments from the past. Because this new cycle is right ready for you. The universe is handing you opportunities. It's all there ready for you to start it. It's just the release that needs to happen first. And that's really exciting for you. So Capricorn, that is your reading and the message that was meant to reach you right now. I hope that has helped give you clarity so that you can have this breakthrough and this new start. I'm sending you all of my love and light. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribes, and shares and comments. It helps my channel more than you'd know. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your reading. So we're going to ask for the most important message that is meant to reach you right now. Call upon the divine, the Holy Spirit, to help me with this reading for the beautiful Aquarius, to provide them everything they need to know right now. Call upon the divine and the light to help me with this reading for Aquarius, to bring them everything they need to know right now. Okay. So I hope you're really well, Aquarius, and this reading is for your highest path forward, greatest good. You have the King of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Oh, this is quick. Wow. Very, very quick. And the Hangman. Okay. Could you please clarify the King of Pentacles? So the King of Pentacles is your material possessions. Ah, there you go. Wow. You're front and center. It's a very powerful reading, Aquarius. And bottom of the deck, the Empress. So this is very much about what you're investing in, what you're growing, what you're bringing in to the 3D reality. So the Empress is the spiritual aspect from the divine that's within us, that is focused on what we create in this world. You know, we are part, an aspect of the divine, and the divine has the power of creation. And then us, being the child of the divine, then has the ability to manifest our own creations in our 3D reality. And I think you're getting the real understanding of that. You know, the spiritual, when we get to a spiritual level, we start to understand the power, the beauty, and the importance of what we create in the 3D. Because it's like planting new seeds that create more, you know, that we add to the creation of the all. And that's the understanding of the Empress, really looking at what are you aligned with the star? What is my North Star? What am I here to create? What do I want to manifest or bring into this 3D reality that will then form part of the whole and expand the collective, you know, add to the collective, which then plants new seeds and grows. So that's a really, you'll be thinking of, you know, not just the day-to-day and what you have to do to survive. It will be on a higher level. What's really important for me? What do I want to give birth to? What do I want to create? How can I create a world that is more nurturing for myself, for other people? Creating my own version of, you know, what I want to experience in my life, the life that I want to lead with the Aquarius energy in my unique way, not conforming to society or expectations or how things are meant to be done. I now know that I can create things in the way that I want to manifest, what I want to see in this world. You know, it's done on such a personal level. Although we're interacting with other people, it's a very personal, we still create our own reality within it. And I think this concept has really come in because you have the Ace of Wands, which is a new inspiration. So maybe there's a new inspiration connected to this of what you want to create. With the King of Pentacles and the Hangman. The King of Pentacles, again, is creation. How am I using my masculine? Because we can have all ideas, especially with the air, can have ideas about it, but you'll be using your masculine King of Pentacles to actually make it happen. We need the balance of the two, our masculine and our feminine, the ability to conceive the idea through the Empress, and then the ability through the King of Pentacles to take the action on it, to do something with it, to, it's the nuts and the bolts, how I bring that on a practical level into my world. And I think you're getting really clear on this whole process. It's the inner understanding of how life works, how I work. If I am aligned to understanding what I want to create, what I want to bring in, and then I use my masculine with this new idea to create it in the physical reality, then I have this beautiful balance. I've seen a new perspective on how life works. And now I know how to understand, this manifesting, the ability to manifest with the Emperor on the bottom, the ability to create the world that I want to create as the Aquarian, that's unique, that's outside the box, that doesn't have to conform, because my ability to create is from my spirit. It's not by man. It's not by the rules of the earth. And I know it now, and I'm working on it. You may not have it all perfect because it's it's a big spiritual understanding of our ways that we can manifest. But this is really a big shift and change. Doing things as only Aquarius can do. Bring in new ideas, new way of doing things, new way of living. So you'll be, if you've got a passion to do something, this is a big confirmation that it is meaningful, that it's purposeful, that it matters, probably, into your world, but in the world of other people. And to go for it, to trust it. The reading is just super clear. And whatever you're working on or whatever this inspiration is, it's spot on. It's spot on, and it's so much aligned with the Empress and the Star. They're two major, in tarot they call them secrets. They're the major secrets of how life works. And we get to understand that now, which is incredible. And I can see you're getting the understanding of your capability to manifest, to usher in a new way of doing things, a new way of being, creating something in your 3D reality that's unique and different. So go for it. And Spirit is 100% behind you, taking control of the way that you're living life. So what an incredible, very powerful, I can feel the power of these cards, powerful reading. So Aquarius, that is the message that's meant to reach you right now. I'm sending you all of my love, light and blessings. Thank you for your subscribes, comments and likes. It helps my channel more than you would know. And I really love connecting to you in the comments. I'll look forward to seeing you in your next reading. Bye. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your reading. So lucky last, saving the best for last. So I'm really happy to do your reading for you, to bring through the messages that are meant to reach you right now. And we're going to call upon Spirit and the light. And I ask that the Holy Spirit and the Divine helps me with this reading for Pisces, for the message for their greatest good, their greatest evolution and spiritual growth and path ahead. Please help me with this reading for Pisces to give them what they need to know for their highest and best path ahead. Okay. So message for Pisces, please. The message that is meant to reach them for their highest and best. Okay. Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Beautiful. Temperance. Another card for Pisces for advice. Oh my goodness. Transformation, Pisces. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. So Pisces, if you've been through a time, where things have been tight, lack limitation, it could be financially, it could be around your health, maybe if things have been a little bit challenging or a struggle and you haven't felt secure. He holds on to those pentacles because he has a fear of what he would lose, or, having to really hold on tightly for that material security in life. That's changing. That's going to be, going through a different cycle where things become easier for you. And the Four of Pentacles is the understanding that our material world is important. We need that for our security, but our security comes through our faith, our trust, knowing that we're always taken care of. And when we really get in touch with our spirit, then we can let go that little bit more. We can let go of the fears behind this, knowing that no matter what happens in our life, that we will always be okay. And so this transformation is ready to happen, but it is about letting go, and Spirit's working with you behind the scenes to help you to let go of the fears, because you have the Temperance card, which is finding emotional healing and balance. And so I think with the Four, it's a release of the fears. Maybe you've had, and we all do, to be honest, a lot of fears of the future, of like not having enough or not being okay or having that stability. And Spirit's working with you to release the fear, because most of our fears are never going to happen. And the other thing with the fear is that we have the power to create that. No matter what we go through in our life, we can call upon Spirit, we can focus on what we want. We have so much power. He is there because he doesn't feel that life can, bring him more. So he holds on really tightly. And so Spirit wants to help you to let go a little, to be able to release the fears, to feel more secure in your life. And it's an inner journey. And you can do this through meditation. You can ask your higher self, your guides, your angels to help you find that inner security, so that the fears of the material world and having enough can be released. And I can see that's happening with the Temperance card, getting a new level of emotional stability. And that always happens when we've released more fear. The more that we let go in life, let go, let God, or use whichever word you believe in, letting go of our fears, trusting in life, the more emotional stability will come in. And because you have the Death card, which is great, that's the breakthrough, that's the release. So it's really telling me that you will release more fear around your security. And that ends with you feeling more stable, more secure. You have the Six of Swords, so it's moving on from, the troubles of the mind, the troubles of, so much of our fears and anxieties, they're all in the mind. And the Six is great because the Six of Swords is telling me that you're moving on from the turbulence of the mind to calmer shores. It's having a more emotionally, more equanimity in your emotions, and having more calmness in the mind, moving on to a calmer place. And this all comes from the death of the holding on to everything so tightly for security, the releasing of that, the letting go of it. And it's on an inner, deep level. You know, we can't make ourselves do it. This is an internal transformation, a release, a letting go, and knowing that no matter what happens, I'm supported and I'm okay. My soul is eternal. Nothing that happens here could ever hurt, harm my spirit. And while I'm here, I can also create solutions to any problems. I can bring more money in. I can ask for the divine guidance that I need. And this is all so that you release the underlying fears that have kept you, feeling insecure and trapped and all of those things, so that you can have a release and a breakthrough. That beautiful temperance, where when we're in temperance, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad still happens in our 3D, but we have that center, that equanimity inside, that no matter what happens, I'll be okay. The good can sometimes be, the difficult things, what we thought were good, and sometimes the hardest things can be the best things that ever happened to us. And if we stay in our center, we don't judge them. We don't go too extreme one way or the other. And it's a beautiful spiritual understanding that really brings about peace, which is what we all want. That peace in our water, that peace in the mind, feeling secure and safe in the 3D. And so this is a really big, 2 major arcanas out of 4. So there's the major arcanas are the big secrets, which is the big spiritual understandings that we can get while we're here, how life works, how to find peace, how to connect with the divine. And that's what you'll be understanding. Having temperance, maybe for the first time ever, feeling secure in life. And then you have the World, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. So starting a new cycle with a new opportunity where things are balanced within you, balanced within your life. Gone's the turbulence and the fears and the anxieties. So that is beautiful. So much to look forward to. And so that will come from this release, and it will happen naturally, or you can ask, now you're conscious of it, asking Spirit to help you to release all the fear so that you can feel secure in the world and that you can feel safe. Start this new cycle with a balance, in balance, which will happen anyway because you've got the Death card. So I think it's going to happen regardless, which is great. And then the Chariot, moving on in a new way. Wow, Pisces, I think it was the best for last. That was a very strong, powerful reading. So I hope that has helped you to understand where you're at and this transformation that is happening for you. I'm sending you all of my love, light, and blessings. Likes, subscribes, comments, thank you for all of them. I love connecting with you and they help my channel more than you would know. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.